Hi, welcome to my show. Today, my guest is Ilham Mahfouz. And the way I found out about Ilham is through a beautiful social media called Facebook. And I got to see her artwork and I fell in love with that. And then I saw her persona and then I fell in love with that. So I invited her on my show and I am so happy that you're here, Ilham. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure because, as I was saying, I've been following you on Facebook, and I see that you are incredibly active. You've been receiving awards.
Yes.
You're showcasing your artwork, and so aside from respecting who you are as an artist, I like that you're so active. I think it's very important that whatever field we're in, that we participate in that, and you obviously do that.
Yes, thank you.
So, I'm just going to talk a little bit about your background because if you can tell us a little bit where you were born. I know that you come from Syria,
Yes.
and so you have, there's a story behind that and how that plays with you coming here and as an immigrant, how you acclimated, assimilated, how you got involved in art, just all these wonderful things. Because you've been here for a while, but I
Yes.
know at the heart of everything is, you're
Yes.
connected to your birth
Of
country
course.
as well.
Of
Yes.
course.
So please tell us about
Okay,
that.
it's my pleasure. My name is Ilham Badreddine Mahfouz. I came to the United States in 1972 with my husband. And I was 16 at that age when I got married. I
Wow.
know it was a young age, but I was determined to get the best out of this country, so it's education. So I went to high school. I finished high school at Berkeley High School. Then I went to OCC, Oakland Community College. Got my associate degree in art, and then I transferred to Eastern Michigan University. I graduated there with Bachelor of Fine Art, double area of concentration, ceramic and painting, and minor in art history. And I was privileged that I had my husband, God bless him, he supported me. So I had two beautiful children, and at that time, so I drive them to school and I go to my college, back and forth, and but I'm determined to get my degree. I always, when I was little, like in elementary school, I used to draw on the desk of the school, on the papers, everything. So I had a passion for music and drawing. And I also play piano because I used to study piano also back home from Damascus. So I continued, and I had the privilege that I had a wonderful professor. His name Robert Peipenberg. I took with him ceramic, the art of raku at OCC, and he was so encouraging. And from that point of view, and he encouraged me and support me in a positive way. So I chose the art. That he was the main reason I'm in the art, really, because of his encouragement as a teacher.
But at that time you were already married.
Yes.
And didn't that artists don't have the easiest life with regards to having the kind of support as artists to be able to pursue their work.
Right.
How did that work for you? With regards to your husband and being a wife.
Oh, okay. My husband, he was, first, to be honest with you, he didn't really like to support because, he's a Middle Eastern and, they look at art. What's art? Like it's not something,
actually, it's not just Middle Eastern. A lot of people kind of look at
really?
that. But yeah.
Unfortunately.
But also, I think, maybe on a stronger level with Middle Eastern
with the
because
Middle Eastern,
we're more practical too.
Right.
Yes.
They look like, why don't you
What's
choose
the use?
something? go become a hairdresser is better than an artist.
Right. At least you'll make money.
Yes, make money. But, I said, no, this is my passion and that's what I like to do. And I was able to succeed with that, thank God. And I do teach at Pontiac Art Center. I teach ceramic there. And it's been since 1997. And I've been also teaching a autistic child. And I taught them for more than 10 years, 20 years, actually.
Oh, so as like you just teach them, or is there like a part of therapeutic type of healing?
They're I had, like my friend, her son is autistic,
Mm-hmm.
so I do that out of friendship. I like,
Yes, that's
yeah.
beautiful.
And I also teach Arabic at the Unity Center, Muslim Unity Center in Bloomfield Hills
Mm-hmm.
on Thursday evening, just to give for anybody who wants to learn, not for Muslim, of course, for anybody. Just like when I came here to this country, I want to give back. So they had ESL classes
Mm-hmm.
the government offered for free,
right.
and I was in that program. So I wanted to do the same, to give back to this country, because we've been so blessed and lucky, to be here.
I agree with you. I do think that this country is a blessing for
It is.
for anybody who really understands and appreciates what it has to offer,
Right.
especially and how to utilize it. And in your case, you've really, I mean, the artwork, the awards that you've received, some of the artwork that you could just see the beauty. This is, oh, and I just noticed that you have these
Some,
text in there.
Yeah.
Arabic.
so a
Can you
little
share
bit
a
of
little
some
bit about
Arabic language. I have to put my
Oh, sure,
glasses if I
yes.
could see it
Mhm.
now. Okay. It said a verse from the Quran. That's God who will make you cry and make you laugh. A lot of that. It's something. It's from the Quran.
Do you do that in, like, here's another painting. Do you do
I
that
don't
in
do
some-
that in many paintings, but this painting, it's called Journey of the Whale. When the whale swallowed, swallowed Jonah, and then with God's will, he was praying inside the whale, and he opened his mouth and he got him out. So that's from a story in the Quran. So this is what this particular painting pertained for that information.
I'm
Okay.
trying to change it to a different. Let me see here.
And this is abstract style. I was, I studied classical painting and drawing. We had real models. We had to draw from, but I had more imagination. I like to use more imagination. I didn't want to just stick to the classic. Just like you could take a picture at the same. But I wanted to use my own imagination, and that's where I got affected by my teachers, Professor Robert Piepenberg in Raku, and Barry Avidan and Michael Zaratka from Eastern Michigan University, and Suzanne Stevenson too. They were more into abstract, so I was affected by their teaching.
Okay. I'm having a difficulty. 1 second.
So it's okay. We could continue if you like, and then when it comes, we
Yeah,
could
that's
see.
fine.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
So when I was came, here, I started, and everything went well, and still, right now I'm teaching ceramic and painting, and working on my own exhibits. I've been exhibiting right now at the Black Box Gallery with a group of Arab American artists. It's in Dearborn. It's a group exhibit. And also I have another, I'm participating in another exhibit. It's at the Westland City Hall. And we have an exhibit there too. Yeah.
Well, this is another image.
Yeah, and this is about the meditation and the sea. It's like a little bit of with the blue colors and that give you the tranquility of the sea and the water. Yeah,
And it
in an
actually does.
abstraction. Yeah, yeah.
I like that. Okay, and we have this one right here.
Yeah, and this is.
I think there was it seems like there was is this the same as
No,
this
no,
one?
this is not the same.
It's
no,
not the
no,
same.
No, no,
Okay.
no. This one, it's on display right now at the Westland City Hall right now, and this is the sea urchin, but in abstraction, it's also also it has to do with the sea, and what you see inside the sea. There's so much gems from the creatures God created and the jewels, what you find, discoveries.
You know what? You just reminded me of something that I saw on your website where you talk about the link with the regards to the art, the link between the conscious and the subconscious.
Right.
What is that link that you were referring to? And now, as I'm putting up some of the images,
Okay.
it's
true.
making sense.
Yeah, it does. Really, truly. I don't plan my painting. I just put my own music and I work with the colors directly on the canvas. I'll give you an example what happened to me while I was studying at Eastern Michigan University with Barry Avedon, the professor. I did a painting and I didn't know that what I'm doing has to do with my childhood. And he came to critique my artwork because we have critique, to see what are you doing, where is right, where is wrong. He looked at me, he said, Ilham, this is about your childhood. I said, where do you see my childhood, Mr. Avedon? There is no children, there is no... He said, look, there's a door here, and there's a continent you draw, and there's the sea, and this is this, and this is that. This is you're moving from your homeland to the United States. And when he said that, I broke down and I cried. And I didn't realize I was really doing from my subconscious. Yes.
Because so you are submerged into your art to the point, and I think that happens with the writer as well.
Yes.
But you submerge to the point where from the subconscious
takes over.
Takes over.
That's
you
right.
Allow it. Actually,
I do.
You really have to, because
I
think when people talk about writer's block,
sometimes
what it is they're not allowing for that to connect
to
with
release
it. To release it.
I agree.
And once you surrender to that point, it just flows, and
it
suddenly
flows.
It takes over.
Yes,
takes
that's
over.
right. It makes sense after.
It makes sense.
Yes.
And so you also have a book that I wasn't aware of this until you. I'm so glad. Thank you for bringing this in.
Thank you.
So people can see it. This is. Can you tell us a little bit about this book and how long it took you to put it together?
This is called Whispers from the East. Like we say in Arabic, Hamasat min al-Sharq. It is important for me. It was my dream to do a book that shares my inspiration and to motivate especially young women. I want to, because our community a little bit, they suppress the woman, how it is.
Yes, I do.
So unfortunately, I want to suppress all, I don't want suppression, so I want more motivation. Inspire them. So if I can do it, they will say, okay, she came and she did this. So I can do it too. I could do even better. And that's what I wish for.
And that's what I think the connection happened between us. Sometimes God brings people together and I don't know if I can even say in a mysterious way, because it becomes not so mysterious anymore. Once you make that connection, you understand that you have an underlying...
You have something in common, connection.
And I honestly have the same feeling that... when I was younger, I used to feel like I got to almost do something to create that, what you're saying. And my teachers, thank God for them, they just said, all you got to do is just be you. And that will inspire, and you will become an example. And that's all you need to do. And I thought, okay, that's funner actually, because there's a frustration when you're trying to, kind of show somebody or push them in a certain direction. But once you become you and you honor who you are and your creative aspect, all of a sudden, somebody else who sees that's all they needed in order for them to honor their creative aspect. And to say, yes, I can do it. And you are somebody, just from looking at you, from like your artwork, how much you have invested in yourself, on your education. I didn't even know the backstory about you being a wife at 16 and then having kids. So, and I don't think the story just belongs to a Middle Eastern woman. I think any woman who feels maybe trapped by her marital situation, or being a parent, or being a caregiver, for her to realize she can do this regardless. Where there's a will, there's a way.
There is,
right?
Always.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, 100%. 100%. I always tell my students too, there is nothing you can do. Just believe in yourself and believe in God. You ask God to help you, and you can do it. And if you try, let's say you fall first, once and twice and three times, that don't give up. That means you're going to do it better the next time. And then you will discover how strong you are. God will put obstacles in your way to discover your own strength
Yes.
and to strengthen you. I
Yes.
wasn't like that. My father used to be, you're just as shy as the rabbit, because I was very shy. You know, I don't talk with people or anything. But now, oh my God, I cannot live without people. They make my life.
Yeah.
That's what it is, you
Yes.
know?
It's
So
natural
we
now
change.
for you.
Yes, yes.
Now, from your book, I would really be honored if you can read a couple of. I know you talked about writing verses or poems or something like
Yes.
that. Can you explain that as well?
Sure.
And had you written before? Was this something like a new experiment type of thing, or do you
Well,
also
I
write
collected,
sometimes?
I wrote for a long time because, like I said, when you have truth inside you and you are true to your feeling, whatever in your subconscious, it's going to come out. So you have to
In
release
different
it
forms,
in
yeah.
any form, in
Yes.
art, in literature,
And sometimes even in
music,
cooking,
in
honestly,
cooking,
yes,
everything.
everything.
Like, yeah, everything. It depends on the state of mind we are in. So I'm affected by human crisis, the wars, the tragedies, the poverty of people. Yeah, I'm all of that. So that's who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who are detached. I'm a person who feel with others. So I show it in my
Reflect in
I
your
reflect
work.
in my
Yeah.
work.
Yes.
So would you like me to read?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, sorry. We're going to read first because of the war in Iraq. It affected me tremendously. And I was really saddened by what happened, just for the people. So I wrote
And the title of it.
I wrote this is a verses. It's called Salam. Salam means peace. Salam, O Iraq, glorious land, homeland of the brave, springs of culture and birth of civilizations. Do not be sad. Dark clouds are passing. They will depart for eternity. Relief and victory from God is near. To return laughter to the children, to bring joy to the youth, to ring the bells of the churches, to echo the calls of prayers in the mosques, to fill the synagogues, to pray in all houses of God for peace, to unite all the people, to rise high to the glory.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
And you have another one that we can listen to? I think it's right here. There's one that I also.
Oh, okay. And this one,
Since you're such a feeling person.
Yeah, I am a feelings person. Also we had the tragedy of the war in Syria. So since that was my motherland, I am affected by it, and I'm affected by the displacement of my people and the tragedy, what happens to them. So I wrote this one. It's about Syria. Syria is my birthplace. It is a beautiful country, a great civilization, and home to a great people. It hurts me to see the ongoing inhumanity toward the Syrian people. The world is watching, but has the world become desensitized? Is there no more feeling for humanity, no concern for children, no reverence for anything? I truly hope and pray that all violence stops in Syria, Egypt, Iraq, and Yemen, and all over the world.
Like they say, inshallah.
Inshallah, with God
Inshallah.
willing, yes.
This is very important work. Everything that you do with your art, with your words. I think the Middle East needs creativity. A lot of creativity to heal.
Right.
And their women need to have that type of inspiration and to step up and out so that they can create, so that there's all this aggression going on, so that they can help heal that region. And so work like yours is very important, representing not only that world, but over there, but even the refugees that come here, the immigrants.
Yes.
Yes, it's
Yes.
so there's so much importance to it. So what is Ilham doing now? What are you working on right now? And where do you like to see yourself in like 5 years from now, with regards to your work, or even with, you know, where you can take personal life? I mean, maybe you want to retire. I don't know.
I don't think I will ever retire
Okay.
from painting or doing art,
Yes.
because, or even maybe writing, because that's who I am. You know, like uh, most important things for me is to be able to share and give of myself to others, to extend the hand. You know, like they say, payback.
Yes.
Yeah, and if I let's or pay forward.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I do a good deed, some way, somehow, that person also will be able to help other people, and
Yeah.
we go and we help each others as a humanity.
Yes. And
Uh,
that's a blessing, by the way,
that's
for
a blessing.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
For
you know,
everybody.
and God wants us this way, because we're all the children of Adam and Eve. All of us.
Yes. Yes.
So if you think about that, so we are all related.
Yes.
So there shouldn't be any hostility toward or discrimination about ethnicity or religion or any of that.
It's so unnecessary,
Yeah,
really. A
yeah.
lot of the stuff that has happened, the lands destroyed, the conflict, a
Right.
lot of it was just all this aggression
It's
and
a
these
greed.
battles. It's greed.
Yeah.
And it was unnecessary.
Right.
But it's important that for us just to focus on what we're doing. To
Right.
me, rather than we can focus on what happened and just kind of we can grieve over it. That's a very healthy thing. But to create
Yes.
in response, and that's what you're doing, and to
Right.
give back and to
Yes.
inspire and add beauty, which, by the way, just from your appearance, you do that. You can
Thank
literally
you.
just walk it. You're like a piece of art walking.
You're so sweet.
It's-
God bless you.
it's
Thank
true.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So my plans is actually I'm gonna have an solo exhibit in 2020 in November. So
Okay.
I'm gonna create a new work for
And
that.
where is that going to be?
It's gonna be at the Village Theater in Canton, Michigan.
And people, I brought up your website several times, but people, when they go on your website, do you have like the events, coming up events and stuff like that? Or
Well, I have to
you
ask
need
my
update-
nephew to
Okay.
update that. Yeah.
Well, you have some time from
Yeah.
now to 2020.
Right, right. So I
Okay.
have that exhibit of, hopefully we're going to do. And we're going to have another exhibit before. It's going to be for Arab American and Chaldean together. It's going to be at the Camille Gallery in October, which is in Detroit. Camille Gallery is the owner is the artist and Adnan Sharara.
So this is for this year.
This year,
October.
for this
Oh,
year,
okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
hopefully we're going to do that.
Mhm.
So always there is something I participate. I also participate internationally. I don't
Yeah,
just
I
do
noticed
here.
that there was one. Was it Denmark? There was,
Yes,
or-
in Denmark
yes.
with the human flag, a human right flag.
Mhm.
I participated in that project, and it's in the museum right now there. And I'm unfortunate also, like I have some pieces in the Arab American Museum, which is in Dearborn.
Yes.
And the one you saw, before, but it was a little bit, I think it was
Was it this-
blurry. It was an
Oh, this
installation.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little bit
This
blurry,
is
but
in
yeah, but
13
we got the idea.
languages,
Okay.
calligraphy, modern calligraphy, mixed media, the word peace in 13 languages. And one of them about,
And
in
oh,
Arab.
this is your work.
Yes.
13 pieces.
Yeah, see, it's in a plexiglass
One word. Okay.
of peace in 13 languages. It says peace, which I used
Okay.
a foil and my hand calligraphy, ink and pen,
Uh-huh.
and I put it on in plexiglass. And this is at the Arab American Museum in Dearborn,
That's so
Michigan.
wonderful. That's
Thank you.
wonderful.
I just want to promote peace in
yes,
my art.
Yes. Well, art
Yeah.
promotes peace.
Yes.
So, what about this one? I really like this. The colors,
This
especially.
is very
so
brilliant
vibrant.
colors. This is about the direction, and if you see, it's a mixed media. I have in the back over there like a door, as you see it. This is the struggle I had through coming from my country to the United States. It wasn't easy for me. It was really hard, to adjust because I didn't have the language. I didn't have the maturity. So, but I was lucky I had a good neighbors, American neighbors, who helped me.
So, we only have a few minutes left, and what I would like to end this with is kind of what you're just kind of talking about right now is what is the one message or advice or what words you would give immigrants, refugees, somebody that comes in new and maybe feels a little bit overwhelmed? America
Yes,
looks different from afar,
right.
and you can see the dream and you can see the wonderful things, and then you arrive here and you realize there's more to it. What's the one advice you would give people so that to help them not give up in
I
their
will tell them
dreams?
be patient, do not give up. It will be a sunshine tomorrow, no matter what. It's going to be a better day tomorrow. And think of the past is past, but think of today and build for the future. There is nothing, any obstacles it will be in your way, you could conquer it. And then you're going to discover how strong you are. And God put those obstacles to strengthen you as a human being, not to punish you. God is merciful. So He wants us to be strong to conquer any obstacles in our ways. So keep on going.
Yeah, I love these words because I mean they apply to anybody.
It's for everyone,
It's for
yes.
everyone. It's not just if you're an immigrant or a refugee or anything else.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I've really loved having you as my guest. I hope that, well, I know you'll come again because I'm
Thank
sure that
you.
you'll continue your work and stuff like that. I did experience a little bit technical difficulties here, but that's okay. The camera is just going to be highlighting your
Okay.
beautiful face.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
we actually have 1 minute left.
Okay.
So do you want to share anything else? Any other message? You have a minute left to do so.
Okay, I just wish the people in the United States remember one thing: this country is a great country. We have to keep it great by building love and hope and unity as American, as a human being. And we're all the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve, so there should never be any hostility toward any other human being. And violence doesn't pay, only love and peace, and that will prosper the whole country. Thank you
Yes.
very much for having me.
Thank you, Ilham.
You're
Those were
welcome.
beautiful words.
Thank you.
They bring such comfort. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, everyone.